depending on the time of the load shedding, you are also going to most probably want to continue to work on your job. For instance, computer, need internet access, and the kids are going to need the computer maybe to do homework and so on. So what you do there is install a little UPS, and the UPS, you could be looking at a fairly cheap version. You don't need to buy the most expensive. If you want to supply electricity for the computers, your internet connection, and say, for instance, your TV for some entertainment and so on, you're looking at about 15,000-20,000 Rand type of maximum. Then I would also suggest that you need to make certain that you can have enough water for a emergency situation. So I normally install 1,000 to a 5,000 liter roof capture water system. But now other little things, you can actually cook quite well without having to go and install gas stoves and so on. We are really blessed in South Africa with sunlight, so you can use a slow cooker, which is a solar slow cooker, where you can put in a, say for instance, a chicken, and that chicken can be cooked within from 9 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then take the chicken, put it into a hot box, where the hot box is where it will keep it nice and hot for you until you eat at 6 or 7 o'clock at night, and there you go, you know.
With
the
a,
other thing
a
is
solar slow cooker.
Yeah, you get a solar fast cooker as well, which is a parabolic reflector. And on that, I can boil water in 5 minutes in the sun, and I can also make a breakfast. I can do eggs, and I can do bacon.
Really?
And so on. So yes, it's not a problem. And actually, you can get your kid to build these things with making use of, say, for a parabolic reflector, you take old TV, old satellite dish, and you put tinfoil on it, and you've got a reflector. And then if you want to build a solar slow cooker, you take a box and you line it out with tinfoil, and then you close the top with a piece of perspex or glass, or even this cling wrap, which you can get. So you can make these things cheap. You can buy them as well, obviously, and they look very cool and they're very nice. And you don't go and buy them off the shelf. You have to go and do a little bit of searching on the internet, and you can get it. But in the interim, you can have your rice cooking in in one of these flasks, and you put your handful of rice, or how much rice you want to cook in there, and you put in boiling water, and you leave it, and then after the day you have lovely cooked rice. There's
Just
so many
come
ways
again
to
with
skin
that
a
one
cat.
about the flask. Do you put
Yeah,
boiling water into it, and your
with your
rice,
rice,
and by the end of the day, you have
cooked
rice
rice.
that's cooked?
Yeah, that's an old trick we used to do when, or well, we actually do when we go camping. It is, for instance, when I go off-road, I do my washing in my car, taking an old plastic container, throw my washing in, water, a bit of soap, and then all the jaggly jack with a 4x4 as you drive. You find that it does your washing for you. On the engine, I take a tin foil and wrap in some sausage, or maybe some chicken and so on, put it onto the exhaust manifold, and whilst I'm driving, I'm actually cooking my food. And then once I start smelling it, I stop, I take it off the exhaust manifold. I've got this beautifully cooked. It's all about what we say in Afrikaans, maak 'n plan. And South Africans are brilliant with marking
Just
a plan.
hold on, Wallace. Just come again. You put your foot on the engine while you're
On the
driving.
exhaust manifold. Yeah. And then
How do you
once it's
do that?
well, what you do is you take tinfoil and you make a nice thick layer of tinfoil. Then you put what you want to cook. You put in there. Normally, you find sausage and chicken works very well. So then you either one of the two, pop it in there, put some veggies in if you want to, and then close it up. And then you take a little piece of wire, and you tie it onto the exhaust manifold. These modern cars, obviously, you can't do it with these modern cars. It's all
And
plastic.
how long does it take before it's cooked?
Well, it all depends on how fast you drive. No, that's not really. It depends, but it's normally about an hour or so, and because it gets quite hot there, right? And so what happens is especially I drive Toyota Land Cruiser. So the Cruiser has got some lovely space there to do it. And then what happens is you'll find you get the smell. Land Rovers work even better because they've
Yeah.
got so much space for stuff to come through that if you open up the two little flaps in front and you smell this lovely smell of the stuff that's cooking, stop, open up the bonnet, take off your lunch or so on, and
Listen,
there are so many ways and creative ways to survive without electricity being available. It's actually quite a nice it's quite a nice challenge to do.
yeah, you wrote a book about making plans, but I want to go back to the UPS for your computer. And you say those things you can get quite cheap. And how long does it take to recharge? And is it really worth the money that you spend on it?
Well, I'm running on a 2,400 volt amp little unit, which I bought off the shelf. And I don't have fancy lithium iron phosphate batteries because I just got normal gel batteries in, and it's been running for me with this whole load shedding now without any issues. I'm running my computer. I've got a little fan. I've got a little light. I've got my TV going. I've got everything going, and that was around about 18,000 rand, which it cost me. And it's got enough time to recharge between the stage 4 and stage 5 load shedding, no problem. And it's treated me very well. If Eskom has to go and have a brownout or where we lost for a day or two or even longer, okay, cool. Then I'm not going to be able to recharge it. But with the current load shedding of 2 hours or maximum 4 hours off, I've had no issues with it. It's not the best on the market. It's not the most expensive on the market. It's really I can go and spend 50,000 rand, and then I can get lithium ion batteries in, and I can get and run more stuff. I can go up to 150,000 rand. I can even go up to 1.5 million or 2 million rand, and I can give Eskom a middle finger. But the thing is that it's not necessary.
Let's
Go with the flow.
Let's go to cooking, especially in times when you have serious load shedding. I see they talk about the possibility of load of phase 15, stage 15. But cooking wise, I know these what they call a rocket stove that they sell nowadays. But I learned that you can actually build that with bricks.
Well, it's so simple. Look, man has always relied on fire from the dawn of time to do its cooking. And there's many innovative ways of doing it. So from just taking a normal braai and braaiing and cooking with the potjie and so on, if you got a problem now with efficiency and you want to do it more efficient and use less wood, then you go to something like rocket stove. And a rocket stove,
because that is only with a few sticks you can do.
Yeah. There's something that's called a Kelly kettle, which works on the rocket stove basis. And there it's a few little stockies, and there you go. So there are many innovative and quite simple. I've made little stoves out of a Coke tin, which runs quite effectively. So it depends. It depends on how far you want to go into actually optimizing. But just making a normal little fire and scratching out your coals and make a potjie and braai and have a kettle which you can cook and boil your water on, that's more than enough. Make certain you've got a good wood stockpile at home and have a little braai area. And then if you want to go now and you want to go and more efficiently use your wood, then you decide, okay, cool, bananas, I'm going to build a little rocket stove, or go and buy one of these nice fancy rocket stoves that are available in the shop. I mean, there's some beautiful rocket stoves available. You must just search around a little bit, go into this. I don't want to call it prepping, okay, because all that you're doing is that you're preparing. You're making certain you've got water in your car. You're making certain your car tires pumped up and you've got the jack. so that you know when something happens. You always make certain your car is full of petrol, so that if you are in a situation where the petrol pumps aren't working and you're off with the electricity for a week or so on, you can still get transport going. You can still drive. So always make certain your car's full. Make certain it's well serviced, because you don't want to go and stand in the middle of
Mm.
It's not prepping, eh? It's being prepared. It's a big difference. And then your scenario at home is to make certain you've got enough water, because water is becoming the next big, is already one of the next big problems. We're all worried about electricity. Electricity, you can see we can do quite a lot of things to get past it. But man, we can't just like say water. We now, where are thou? You know, you need to make certain that you have enough water, and there to put in a 1,000 liter or 5,000 liter tank, it's about R1 per liter. So chill out, man. Put it on. Do some roof water capturing, and you know that you sort it out with the kids. Make this whole thing a game. Don't make it, oh, you know, now the world's is falling on my head, you know. Get the kids involved. And for the kids, for instance, make certain that they've got good, nice, strong LED lighting, which you can recharge, available in their room for their homework. And so that you know that it won't disrupt them. Hey, man, my opa always used to say, it's only dirty people that bath. So you don't have the kids to go to shower twice a day, and they don't have to go and bath every day. If you've got a load shedding situation and they have to skip a bath or so on because you haven't got what is required, there again, your geyser is one of your big energy users. Go and install a little solar panel geyser heater. And that is another way to save money and to make certain you've got hot water available.